The South China Sea is boiling. Tensions have reached a fever pitch, and the world is watching with bated breath. The South China Sea is boiling. Its waters, already fraught with disputes and military posturing, have become even more volatile. The South China Sea is boiling. Every ripple on the surface hints at the storm brewing beneath. What started as a routine day for the U.S. Navy has erupted into crisis. 2 American aircraft from the USS Nimitz have crashed in these contested waters, just 30 minutes apart. The calm professionalism of the crew was shattered in an instant, replaced by alarms, emergency protocols, and a scramble to respond. This isn't just about mechanical failure. It's about power, tension, and the razor-thin margin for error in one of the world's most dangerous regions. Every incident here is magnified, every mistake potentially catastrophic. The implications are enormous, sending shockwaves from Washington to Beijing. Newsrooms light up, analysts scramble, and leaders on both sides weigh their next moves. Every Indo-Pacific nation is watching, waiting for the next move. Allies and rivals alike are recalibrating their strategies, knowing that the balance of power could shift at any moment. The U.S. Navy confirms both an MH-60 Romeo Seahawk helicopter and an FA-18E Super Hornet jet are lost to the sea. These are not just machines. They represent American presence and resolve in the region. Thankfully, all crew survived, but the fallout is just beginning. The relief is palpable, but questions linger, and the sense of vulnerability is impossible to ignore. The South China Sea is a flashpoint. China claims it, the U.S. challenges those claims. The lines on the map are more than boundaries. They are battle lines in a struggle for influence and control. Tensions have been simmering for months, with close calls between U.S. and Chinese vessels now routine. Each encounter is a reminder of how quickly things can spiral out of control. Was it mechanical failure, pilot error, or something more sinister? The world wants answers. Investigators will comb through every detail, but speculation is already running wild. For the USS Nimitz, a standard deployment has become a frontline crisis. The crew must adapt, knowing that every action is under the microscope. The Navy must now recover its aircraft under the watchful eyes of China. Salvage operations become a show of strength, a demonstration of resolve in the face of adversity. Every move is scrutinized. This is more than a salvage mission, it's a test of resolve. Intelligence is gathered, strategies are debated, and the stakes could not be higher. In the high-stakes chess game of the South China Sea, 2 pieces are off the board, and the match just got far more dangerous. The world holds its breath, waiting to see who will make the next move, and what the consequences will be. It all happened so fast. In the blink of an eye, what started as a typical day at sea would spiral into a crisis that no one on board could have anticipated. The day began like any other for the USS Nimitz and its 5,000 crew members. The sun rose over calm waters, and sailors moved through their morning routines, preparing for another day of operations in the vast expanse of the Pacific. But then, without warning, an MH-60 Seahawk helicopter went down during what should have been a routine flight. The crew's training kicked in instantly, but the shock was palpable. Emergency procedures kicked in, and a rescue mission was launched within minutes. Every second counted as teams scrambled to save their fellow sailors. Barely 30 minutes later, disaster struck again. An FA-18E Super Hornet crashed while approaching the carrier. The crew could hardly believe it. 2 major incidents in less than half an hour. 2 aircraft lost in less than 30 minutes. Stunning news that sent red flags up the chain of command. The atmosphere on board shifted from routine to high alert as officers scrambled to assess the situation. Miraculously, all crew were recovered alive, a testament to the Navy's rigorous training and constant readiness. Relief swept through the ship, but it was mixed with anxiety about what might come next. Relief was short-lived. The loss of 2 advanced aircraft is a major blow, both operationally and symbolically. The crew stared out at the wreckage, knowing the implications reached far beyond their ship. The crashes happened during freedom of navigation operations, America's direct challenge to China's claims in the South China Sea. The timing could not have been worse. Now 2 of its most sophisticated machines rest on the seabed in a sensitive area, raising concerns about technology falling into the wrong hands, and the risks of recovery. The mission to Project Strength has been complicated by sudden vulnerability. Commanders must now balance recovery efforts with the need to maintain a strong presence. The world is watching to see how America responds. Allies and rivals alike are gauging the Navy's next move as headlines spread across the globe. The stakes have never been higher. In these tense waters, every decision could shape the balance of power for years to come. With the crews safe, a new race began, securing the wreckage before anyone else. The Super Hornet and Seahawk contain sensitive U.S. military technology, prized targets for China. If Beijing recovers the debris first, it could gain invaluable insights into American capabilities. The U.S. Navy knows China's presence in the South China Sea is significant and coordinated. The recovery operation is now a strategic imperative, not just a technical challenge. Specialized salvage ships and underwater drones will scour the seabed, but the process could take weeks. Every moment the wreckage remains is a risk. The Navy will enforce a security perimeter, but keeping Chinese vessels at bay is a challenge. The salvage operation is a tense, high-stakes contest beneath the waves. Will China respect the zone or test American resolve? The outcome could shape the military balance of power for years. The U.S. Navy's public affairs team moved quickly, projecting calm and control. The main message: all personnel are safe. The Navy praised its search and rescue teams, highlighting professionalism and readiness. Official statements labeled the crashes as mishaps, avoiding speculation and downplaying systemic failure. Behind the scenes, the Pentagon informed the White House and allies, coordinating a united front. The goal: reassure partners and signal commitment to regional security. The most important audience, however, is Beijing. By treating this as an internal matter, Washington aims to de-escalate and avoid confrontation, but projecting calm can be a double-edged sword, seen as strength or as weakness. The U.S. must manage the crisis without compromising its strategic position. Today's unfolding events echo a crisis from 2001, when a U.S. Navy EP-3 surveillance plane collided with a Chinese fighter jet and was forced to make an emergency landing on Hainan Island. The world watched as tensions soared between two global powers, each maneuvering for advantage in a rapidly escalating situation. The Chinese military swiftly detained the American crew, holding them for days while gaining access to the aircraft's sensitive surveillance technology. This bold move sparked an intense international standoff, with both sides trading accusations and demands, and the fate of the crew hanging in the balance. The incident revealed just how quickly a single military accident can spiral into a full-blown geopolitical confrontation, drawing in diplomats, military leaders, and the world's attention. The lesson was clear: China will seize upon any U.S. mishap, using it as an opportunity to extract strategic and technological gains, while shaping the narrative to its advantage. In Washington, the Pentagon is determined to avoid a repeat of that humiliating episode. This time, the stakes are even higher, with far more advanced technology and global prestige on the line. China's military has transformed since 2001. It is now vastly more capable, modernized, and assertive, projecting power far beyond its shores. Its navy dominates the South China Sea, patrolling disputed waters, and giving Beijing more options than ever to interfere with any U.S. recovery or rescue efforts in the region. The risk of a direct military clash between U.S. and Chinese forces is now greater than ever before, with both sides operating in close quarters and tensions running high. The United States cannot afford to let its most advanced technology fall into Chinese hands. The loss of sensitive equipment or data could tip the balance of power for years to come. The Hainan Island incident remains a cautionary tale, a shadow that looms over every decision made today. Its lessons are studied by both sides, shaping strategy and response. The balance of power has shifted dramatically since 2001, and the consequences of failure are now far more severe. Every misstep could have global repercussions. The U.S. must act swiftly and decisively to protect its secrets, its personnel, and its credibility on the world stage. There is no room for hesitation. Every move is monitored, every delay exploited by adversaries eager to gain the upper hand. The margin for error has never been smaller. The lessons of the past are clear. Inaction or indecision invites disaster, and the cost of failure could be catastrophic. Now, as the USS Nimitz sails through the stormy waters of the South China Sea, the dangers lurking below are more real and more perilous than ever before. 2 crashes in 30 minutes aren't just bad luck, they're symptoms of a navy under immense strain. The fleet is stretched thin, tasked with global presence but limited resources. Relentless deployments mean compressed maintenance, overworked crews, and aging equipment. Fatigue and mechanical failures are rising, with recent accidents pointing to systemic problems. The Indo-Pacific pivot has only increased the pressure. The Navy is trying to maintain Cold War readiness with a much smaller fleet. Accidents like today's are a predictable result of pushing the force to its limits. Each mishap damages U.S. credibility and emboldens adversaries. These crashes are a wake-up call. The readiness crisis is real, with global consequences. Navy manages the crisis. Beijing launches its information offensive. China's state media frames the incident as a threat to regional stability, questioning why the U.S. is operating so far from home. Editorials mock U.S. competence, painting America as a declining power. The message is aimed at domestic audiences, regional allies, and the world. The U.S. is unreliable. Behind the rhetoric, China lodges protests and dispatches ships to shadow the recovery. This serves both to gather intelligence and assert jurisdiction. It's a classic gray zone tactic: challenge the U.S. without triggering conflict. China turns U.S. misfortune into strategic advantage, reinforcing its claim that the region would be peaceful without American interference. For Beijing, these crashes are a golden opportunity to advance political and territorial ambitions. The propaganda war is as fierce as the contest at sea. Every narrative is a weapon in the struggle for influence. Investigators are already at work. The Navy will convene boards to determine what went wrong, not to assign blame, but to prevent recurrence. Experts will analyze every detailed crew interviews, maintenance logs, weather, and communications. The most crucial evidence lies with the wreckage and the flight data recorders. Recovering and analyzing this data is key to understanding the crashes. Meanwhile, naval intelligence is focused on protecting the secrets within the wreckage. The Super Hornet is packed with classified systems. If China recovers them, U.S. pilots could be at risk in future conflicts. The investigation and recovery are intertwined, finding the truth and protecting technology. Security at the crash site is paramount. The Navy must keep unauthorized parties, especially China, away from the debris. This is more than a technical exercise, it's a counterintelligence operation under immense pressure. The future security of American air power hangs in the balance. In the Indo-Pacific, even accidents are moves on the chessboard. This double crash is more than a news story. It's a barometer of shifting power and the risks of confronting China. The consequences will ripple for years, affecting U.S. prestige and the confidence of allies. America's image of competence is tarnished. Doubts grow about its ability to sustain operations. Allies will quietly question U.S. reliability. The incident forces a hard look at the gap between strategic goals and available resources. The cost of maintaining a forward presence is rising, in dollars and in risk. These crashes may prompt a re-evaluation of U.S. strategy in the region. The line between projecting strength and revealing weakness is dangerously thin. In the South China Sea, every event carries global consequences.